Hello, LUXUO Vietnam. Thank you for joining us on the Grand Hour Season 7. I'm Shaun Phạm, the founder and CEO of Spotlight Asia. Thank you for joining us today. And we have today Miss Anna Vo, founder of Anna Vo Fashion, creative director of PNJ Jewelry, and also CAO Fine Jewellery. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Shaun, and it's a great delight for me to be here.
Great, so let's start with the first question. As someone working across fashion, jewelry, and creative direction, do you think that luxury today no longer exists in the same isolated sectors, but that brands from different industries are increasingly collaborating to create a broader luxury ecosystem centered around lifestyle and experiences?
Yes, absolutely. Luxury today can no longer be understood as isolated categories. And this shift is not theoretical anymore. We can see it clearly on the market. For example, for its celebrating 100 years, iconic monogram, Louis Vuitton created a very immersive hotel pop-up chain in London, Mayfair. And one of my favorite Italian brands, Etro, has reimagined its pool piazza, like palace, right inside the St. Regis Hotel in Atlanta. And you know the Selfridges in London, they have curated their own private member clubs where dining, hospitality, and spa all combine for its ultra private clients. So these are not just marketing collaborations. It shows that brands are trying to create worlds, not just products, where service, memory, emotion, and an object can become part of a person's identity. And so yes, for me that is a real transformation, because luxury is moving from product to culture, from ownership to belonging, and from status to emotional resonance.
Mm-hmm. And in your opinion, what is driving this global shift? Is it just about brand and visibility, or is there a deeper meaning behind it?
Of course, luxury is still a business after all. It needs sales and growth. However, I do think that the deeper reason is luxury consumers have evolved. After years of price increases, they become more discerning. It's no longer asking, is this expensive? But rather, is this meaningful? Is this beautifully made? Does it carry any emotional, personal, or cultural value? And the strongest luxury brands on the market can no longer ask, what can we sell? Rather, what kind of world can we invite people into? And when done with the right collaboration across industry, from fashion, art, gastronomy, hospitality, it is definitely paving a path for brand to expand beyond imagination and deepening its roots and creating a new expression form of luxury.
Mm-hmm. And I know that you worked for a very long time across Europe in the luxury and also fashion industry, and now being back in Vietnam. Do you see this shift happening in Vietnam as well? That Vietnam is forming a luxury ecosystem similar to that of other markets like Europe?
Yes, definitely. I do see this shift is happening in Vietnam, but I would say that Vietnam is still at an early and interesting phase of forming its own luxury ecosystem, because part of it is driven by Vietnam's economic transformation. There is a growing class of consumers who are more exposed, more mobile, more digitally connected, and more curious about luxury and lifestyle. However, what sets Vietnam different from Western luxuries or even China is that in Vietnam, the luxury culture is very relationship-based. Mm-hmm. For example, in Europe, luxury often comes from a long institutional lineage. You have maison, archives, craft, and the aristocratic history. Whereas in Vietnam, luxury culture is still being refined and defined through a more fluid combination of family trust, social values, cultural pride, and personal aspirations. So, the appetite is there, the spending power is growing, the cultural confidence is rising. However, Vietnam ecosystem still needs a stronger infrastructure. For example, better service retail, deeper cultural storytelling and deeper and more meaningful collaboration across industry. So I would say that the most exciting opportunity for Vietnam is that we do not need to imitate Paris, Milan or Shanghai. We can create our own language of luxury, one that is very warm, sensorial, and deeply connected to family, tourism, craft and identity. So yes, in a way, Vietnam luxury can be international in standards, but very Vietnamese in soul.
Mm-hmm. With this ongoing transformation of the Vietnamese market, what roles do fashion, art, and cultural experiences play in shaping the luxury ecosystem today?
Well, they are not separate from luxury. In fact, they are the infrastructure of luxury. You have, from my own perspective, like with my Anavo brand, I never see fashion just as pure garments. I see it as a way to express identity, femininity, culture, and the art of living. So I give you an example. When I celebrated my brand's 16th anniversary, I did not just want to present a runway show. I wanted to create a very intimate experience by inviting our guests into my family home, combining fashion, CAO Fine Jewellery, Italian cuisine, art, music, and the atmosphere of home. Just like today, I invited you to here. So for me, that is a modern direction of luxury, not just showing products, but inviting the people into my world. And the same philosophy applies to my work at PNJ and CAO Fine Jewellery. In the context of Vietnam, jewelry is very deeply rooted in personal achievement, lifestyle, celebration, family. So we're not just designing a product, we're designing a memory, a value. So having said that, I believe that fashion, art, and culture in Vietnam play three important roles. First, they educate the market. They help the consumers to understand the value of craftsmanship, design, and cultural nuances. Second, they create emotional connection. People remember how a brand makes you feel, not what they buy. And third, they build cultural confidence. They allow local brands to say, hey, we do not need to imitate Western luxuries. We can create our own code of luxury, which is deeply rooted with the Vietnamese soul.
Earlier, we discussed about how luxury brands are increasingly collaborating with other brands to create the luxury ecosystem. In your opinion, what is the more effective model? A fashion brand that focuses solely on fashion and collaborates with other brands, or a fashion brand that is recreating itself to create a worldview where it goes beyond fashion and creates a more multi-aspect lifestyle brand for the consumer, particularly in Vietnam?
I don't think there is one universal answer, because both models can be powerful when they are built on authenticity and discipline. Globally, we see some very successful examples. Bulgari is one of a luxury houses that has completely transformed into a full lifestyle universe with its Bulgari Hotel and Resort. It's not just a hospitality extension. It translates Roman jewelry and heritage into architecture, interior design, gastronomy, and hospitality. And then we have Dior. Actually, Dior, you like Dior? It's a very interesting case because Dior is not building hotel, but through Dior Spa. So it has extended its beauty and couture into wellness, body, mind, and senses. And then we have another model that you mentioned, that fashion brands remain true to its core. So Louis Vuitton, Prada, Chanel all have done different ways, curating different lifestyle space in order to be more relevant with the audience. And in the context of Vietnam, I would say that core first, ecosystem after. Why? Because yes, the market is growing, but it's still very small, and we need time to mature. So building brand trust, product quality, better service standard, storytelling. So when a brand has a very strong creative core, with the right partners, it can create an ecosystem which is more organic, sustainable, and credible.
Beyond fashion, you also play a very important role in the jewelry industry and creative direction in Vietnam. Fields that are deeply connected to emotion, craftsmanship, and personal value. How do you think jewelry within today's luxury ecosystem is evolving, where consumers are seeking more cultural depth, personalization, and emotional value in the objects they own?
Very deep question. Well, jewelry is no longer just an accessory. It is an anchor to identity. It has something that sometimes fashion does not have, which is permanent. It can be kept for decades. It can be passed from one generation to another, and it can carry, love, memory, and an entire life chapter of a person. So that's why I think jewelry has remained very resilient, while other luxury categories face pressure, and people are becoming much more selective. They choose what deserves to stay in their lives. And in the context of Vietnam, it runs even deeper because jewelry is deeply connected to family, celebration, achievement. And so in the future of jewelry, I think it's not just about rarity, but it's about emotional resonance. And the most beautiful jewelry pieces will excel both in design excellence and emotional storytelling.
Annabelle Fashion is positioned as a niche boutique brand. Could you share more about the inspiration behind this direction?
To me, a niche boutique is not a small ambition. It is a focused identity. Annabelle Fashion has always been built around intimacy, craftsmanship, and individuality. The pieces are not mass-produced at all. Rather, they are designed with a very strong sense of character, emotion, and detail. I want my clients to feel when they wear Annabelle, they're not just wearing a beautiful garment, rather than reflect their own taste and inner world. So in this direction, it allows the brand to stay true to its DNA, which is Vietnamese heritage and Italian finesse with a soul of handcraft. Because in a market where fashion can become very fast and very loud, I believe that there is always a space, a quieter space in scale, but deeper in meaning.
Wow, and at the same time, you are also carrying forward a legacy that was built by your family business and inspired by your mother. How has she influenced your creative vision and business direction?
Wow, my mother. Well, she has definitely influenced me in the most fundamental way, because she has taught me that fashion is not just about ideas. It is about discipline, precision, and the respect for the body. She is a master of pattern making. So I have learned at an early age that beauty must be constructed, not just imagined. So creatively, she definitely has taught me a tremendous knowledge of craftsmanship. Business-wise, she has taught me resilience, patience, and the importance of building something with integrity over time. So having said that, Annabelle is not just my personal vision. It's actually a continuation of my family's legacy and our own language of fashion, but redefined through my own experiences between Vietnam and Italy.
As mentioned earlier, you also hold the role of creative director at PNJ Jewelry and also CAO Fine Jewellery. How do you manage your creative thinking across different brands while also staying unique and true to each brand's identity?
I get asked that a lot, like how do you juggle so many roles? Well, I believe that the key is to begin with the brand's DNA, because every brand has its own target audience, emotional territorial, price architecture, and a role within the portfolio. So PNJ is a national jewelry brand with the broader target audience. Therefore, creativity must balance between aspiration, accessibility, and a strong market understanding, whereas CAO Fine Jewelry is about rarity, craftsmanship and cultural refinement. And then you have Anavo brand, which is very personal and deeply rooted in my own design language. So my role is not to make every brand look like Anna. It is to understand what each brand wants to become, then use creativity to sharpen its identity, elevate its design language, thus become emotional relevant to the right audience.
Mm-hmm. And how do you find inspiration for each brand? Is it from your own experiences, or do you have a certain direction for each brand that you've already set forward?
Within the PNJ ecosystem, definitely, because we have more than 8 or 10 sub-brands under PNJ Group, and each has its own DNA. Inspiration can come from, say, one idea, but it needs to be translated and executed based on the brand's DNA. So, for example, if I am inspired a spring festival, then I need to translate that how it's gonna be for the mass, how it's gonna be for the young Gen Z, and how it's gonna be translated for CAO Fine Jewellery. So you can have one same idea, but it's just different translation.
Okay, great. And in addition to brand building, you're also involved in creative education and mentoring.
So much?
Yeah, you're doing so much. And what do you think of the role of cultivating aesthetic taste, cultural appreciation, and lifestyle mindset and the development of a mature luxury ecosystem in Vietnam?
Well, I believe that education, art, and cultural lifestyle are not separate from luxury. They are actually the infrastructure of luxury. Because for me, luxury is not just about price. It is about taste, craft, material, emotional sensibility, and a deeper understanding why something is beautiful or meaningful. And that is why I believe creative education is very crucial. I have been teaching and mentoring young talents for over many years, and I always tell them creativity is not just about building something visually expressive or impressive. It is about having an open mind, understanding people, culture, and how to translate that emotion into form. And this part is so much more important in Vietnam because Vietnam has a very young, dynamic, digitally fluent generation. But we need to cultivate a deeper aesthetic literacy through education, dialogue, experiences, and from is it what looks expensive to what has integrity. Not only what is trendy, but what has longevity, and not only what can be international, but what can express Vietnamese identity in a more refined and contemporary way. In addition, a mature luxury ecosystem needs a mature client base. When the clients begin to appreciate deeper the craft, the material, the cultural relevance, the heritage, then brands are encouraged to create better works, and together the whole ecosystem rise.
Mm-hmm. And in your opinion, what factors does Vietnam need to improve and develop for industries such as art, fashion, hospitality, and lifestyle to resonate more powerfully to form a luxury ecosystem so that we become a more noticeable name in the region compared to other countries that are more developed in this sense?
You know, Vietnam does not lack ingredients. What it needs is refinement, standards, and ecosystem thinking. We need to be moving from all of the beautiful separate elements into one coherent system, starting first with a higher standards across platform, from product, packaging, scent, smell, language. And then secondly, we need a deeper and more refined cultural translation of products, not just on the surface. And then thirdly, we need more collaboration across industry that are more meaningful, not just for photos or brand visibility. And fourthly, we need a better, stronger service standard, the right service mindset and infrastructure. And finally, Vietnam needs a long-term cultural confidence we need to understand the global standards, the global mindset, and then develop our own voice.
And in the past few years, have you seen that shift in Vietnam, where the industry is becoming more developed as we grow?
Yes, definitely. I mean, look at Tatler magazine. When they first launched in Vietnam, I believe they did a launch that was very much show the Vietnamese expression of luxury, which is more family-driven, more celebratory, and more emotionally layered. And they combine across categories from hospitality, art, gastronomy, and design.
In the next 5 years in Vietnam, how do you see the roles of creatives, fashion brands, and cultural figures evolving in shaping the country's aesthetic taste and the luxury ecosystem?
In the near future, creatives will no longer be makers of beautiful things. They will become cultural translators, taste educators, and ecosystem builders. So I believe that for fashion brands and cultural figures, they will play three important roles. First, they will shape taste that go beyond product and trend consumption to a deeper appreciation of craft, material, silhouettes, and cultural nuances. Second, they will translate Vietnamese identity in a more refined and contemporary way through mood, texture, sense, language, and emotional sensibilities. And third, they will build communities, one that have more meaningful connections, because in the digital world, human connection is a luxury.
Mm-hmm. And when reflecting on your own journey from fashion to jewelry to creative design, and also education, what do you think you're trying to build beyond just a brand?
When I reflect on my own journey, I realize that I have never been interested in building just a brand, like through a commercial sense. Of course, a brand needs products, services, business discipline, but beyond it, I think I am building what I call a cultural language, a way of seeing beauty, craft, identity, and human emotion through a Vietnamese lens that can still speak to the world. So that's why fashion allows me to express identity and family legacy. Jewelry allows me to express memories, permanence, and symbolism, whereas education allows me to give back to the community and help the young creatives, talent to find their own voice. One thing though I have not shared yet publicly is that for my next personal pursuit is to get a PhD in psychology, because I want to understand deeper the human mind, the emotion, the soul, and the memory, and that part is deeply connected to luxury, because it tells me why we are attracted to things, why we attach meaning to things, why a dress can make a woman feel a certain way, or why a piece of jewelry can become a memory of a life chapter. So if I could live with one thought, it would be, I'm trying to build something more human, a legacy of refinement, a cultural confidence, and emotional intelligence, where we have a more beautiful way of feeling, seeing, and remembering who we are.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Let's see, I'm trying to do my best.
And finally, as a mentor and as an educator in the upcoming generation of creative directors and fashion industry professionals, what is your advice to the up-and-coming generation on how to lead the upcoming luxury ecosystem in Vietnam and how to build it?
So I think some of the advices I would say is to always have an open mind, be authentic to yourself, be generous, and of course, always have a great sense of humor. Creativity always needs humor around.
Great, so thank you so much for your time today, Annabelle. And I look forward to seeing what you do next, especially after you get your PhD in psychology. So that's a wrap for today's Grand Hour with LUXUO Season 7 with Annabelle. Thank you for joining us today, and please join us for the next episode.